Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Whenever you're watching this, good morning, good afternoon, excuse me, good evening. It is, if you're watching this in present time, it is Friday, August 14th. And I thought, considering that I'm going to pop in here and start giving you tarot step-by-steps, ideas, tips, tricks, all the things, that I would start by bringing back our readings. If you've been here for a while now, there's like hundreds of people in this group. It's crazy. I originally started this group to as a place to put my weekly readings that I channeled and put on Facebook. And they were going really far and wide, and it was increasingly difficult for me to grow my witchcraft school and my student body and read for an ever expanding amount of people. Last year, my school went through a 3,000% growth increase, and it was just too much, too fast, too quick. So I decided that I would maintain the group, but I had to pull back from doing weekly readings. And I've decided to work those back in as I start feeling called to teach more tarot things in this group. So I thought I would pop in with a weekly reading for your week ahead, starting with this weekend, what you can look for this weekend, what you can experience and expect this weekend. We are coming off of an eclipse. We have another eclipse coming in 2 weeks. So we're right in that waxing moon period. We're in a waxing means the moon is growing, right? We're going from the new moon toward the full moon, which is when the moon looks like it's getting bigger. It doesn't actually change size, but it looks like it's getting bigger. That's called waxing. This is a really powerful time, especially with these eclipses, to set intentions, to focus on the things that you want to bring into your life, the people that you want to bring into your life, the energies, the intentions, the attention. It's the end of Leo season that you want to pull into your life. We are getting ready to go into Virgo season here at the towards the end of August and about it's the 14th, about a week from now. We will be in Virgo season, and I have a Virgo reading that I did that will be posted here. But this specifically is for this reading is for this next week of time. Okay, so today through the 20th, 21st. Is when this is applicable or when you're watching it, right? If you get served this video in your algorithm or if you're popping around the group you just joined and you happen to see this and it is March or September, please know that you're going to interact and see this video when you're meant to. But my intention for this video, for this reading, is the next week. Okay. Today's deck is one that I haven't used in this group, and I only know that because I just got it. And it's called the Muse Tarot. For those of you who like the Lightseer Tarot, this is by the same author, same artist, same author, Chris Ann. The artwork may look familiar. You can get this on Amazon. I believe that it's on sale, or shop your local metaphysical small business retailer, local retailer, please. But the cards are beautiful. The back looks like this. Let's see if it'll focus. Yeah, gorgeous artwork. And I will make sure that I show you the cards as we get shuffled. Let's move this down. There we go. All right. So I'm going to ask Spirit, first of all, to give us some insight around what we can expect the next week. Give us an overview, like I usually start, and then we'll see where it takes us. Okay. If you have ever done a reading with me personally, that's usually where we start, unless you have a topic. We'll start with an overview and then see where Spirit wants us to take the reading, where we want to go with it. I'm going to take my hair down. There we go. Okay. Spirit, let me actually shuffle these instead of just reading shuffle these. So as I do this reading, I will probably give you some tips. Okay. You always want to shuffle your deck. Always, 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 always shuffle your deck. Always, when you pull it out of the box, shuffle the deck. Before you put it back in the box, shuffle the deck. The reason, like, I want you to think of it as like clothing, right? When you pick it out of the closet, you want it to be clean. When you pick it out of your box, your tarot deck, you want the deck to be clean and not steeping in energy that you used to use for your past reading. That's not what we want. Okay. So we got to clean it up. And then you also can clear your deck with Right here, I have a candle that's lit. Okay. You can clear your deck by moving it over the fire, moving it into smoke, leaving it in the moonlight, all kinds of ways to clean your deck. Look at that. I just got candles set all over my hand. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's get this going. What do we need to know, Spirit? Nine of Inspiration reversed. So Nine of Wands reversed. Page of Wands upright. Interesting. And we've got the Eight of Swords. Okay, so let me show you this. Nine of Inspiration, which is the Nine of Wands. I'll show it to you upright, even though it was reversed. She's beautiful. Okay. And then we've got the Page of Wands or Page of Inspiration in this deck. And then we've got the Nine of Voices or Nine of Swords. You see here? Okay. So what I see here, friends, is we've got some like burnout and erratic energy. You're trying to mesh all of this go, 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 go that like Leo season has lit this fire, but you're also kind of not sure what to do with it, right? I think there might be a lot of options for you to, expend this energy. There's a lot of ways right now that you can be creative. There's a lot of ways that you can funnel that inspiration, funnel that passion, funnel that creativity into new projects, new new things that you want to create, like literally birthing new things is what I hear. But there's also the part of you that is going to have to evolve to bring that forward, right? There's the part of you that is going to have to look some hard things in the face to translate this like existential, I want to, but I can't, I want to, but I don't know how, I want to, but there's so much, I want to, but I want to, but I want to, but right? Like it's that sort of like inner tug of war where you're trying to like gas and brake, gas and brake, gas and like it's my grandma would say there's a hitch in your get along. Like there's something is not quite synced up. And it has to do with you, honestly, you looking at the ways that you're thinking about what's happening. So the Eight of Swords are a suit in the tarot that relate to the neck up. So they relate to things like interpersonal communication. They relate to things like what we see, what we say, truth, relationships, clarity, mentality, our mindset, the things that we think, all those kind of things. That's very swords energy. Swords were related to an element, they would be the air element. Okay, so they are very much Eastern direction, if that means something to you. Beginnings energy, truth, clarity, clear sight, that kind of energy. So when I look at the Eight of Voices in this deck or the Eight of Swords uh, in a traditionally labeled deck, this is about you keeping yourself small, you keeping yourself in thoughts and mental patterns and conversations probably with some people that you know are not serving you anymore. You know are and there's maybe not a complete knowing. Spirit's like I feel like you might have a hunch this week where that feeling of this tug of war, right? This like I want to do everything but I don't know how to actually do it. I don't know how to do it, but I want to do it. Like that tug of war, you're gonna find yourself in conversations and moments of clarity when you're like, you're like, you know, you have this little awareness of like, oh, I'm doing that thing. I'm doing that thing where I'm in that tug of war. I'm doing that thing where like I want it, but I want it, but I need to, but I had that happen this week. I was supposed to see somebody that is important to me, and I ended up not feeling well, and we had to reschedule plans for the second time in 2 weeks, and I hate that. But like also that's what's alive, that's what's real. And as much as I hate it, I can sit here and look at that and not make myself wrong or tell bullshit stories about myself or be, self-deprecating. Like I cannot like it and also not be mean to myself. I can be uncomfortable and also not be mean to myself. You guys don't know this yet, but we're going into Virgo season, and our archetype for Virgo season is the perfectionist. And so a lot of my content on my main Facebook wall, my main page, a lot of my like non-protected, non-teaching informally in front of a class content in the end of August, middle of September is going to be about perfectionism and how perfectionism shows up in our day-to-day life, how perfectionism shows up in our world, in our magic, in our practice, in our dharma. It shows up all the time, right? It shows up all the dang time. And this is one of those moments when you're you're going to catch yourself in loops. I don't want you to catch yourself in a loop and use that as a reason, like, oh, I did that thing again, to like self-flagellate or to be really mean to yourself. I don't want that for you. Okay. The point here, Spirit's not telling you this information for you to crucify yourself. Spirit's not telling you this information for you to be mean to yourself or to have angry self-talk or for you to be, anything but gracious and understanding and patient with yourself. But I think there's a lot of us, I say us because I do this, right? Where we have those, I want to, but I can't. I want to, but I can't. And then we end up making that a story about us. It's not a story about you. It's just the circumstances. The story happens when you think those things over and over and over again, and then they become the thing that runs your life. So just be careful watching this week, especially like this week and weekend when you have that like fits and starts, that like I want to but I can't, I want to but I can't. Watch the story that becomes in your head, because it's not real. It's not real. Okay. The story that you're making that turn into, it's a story. Okay. You can even start, one of my favorite tricks is from Brene Brown. She is a shame researcher, and her wow, we got a lot of cards that just popped out here. Her way to disarm that is to start the conversation by saying, the story that I'm telling is, right? The story that I'm telling is you don't want to spend time. The story that I'm telling is you're always MIA. The story that I'm telling is life is always hard. The story that I'm telling is I lose. Literally yesterday, I told my partner, I said, I never lose. I either win or I learn. His neck snapped. He goes, what? I said, I never lose. I either win or I learn. The things that you think, the things that you communicate, that you say will, mark my words, show up this week and this weekend to be looked at. That doesn't mean you have to change them. Doesn't mean you need to do like an entire psychological uphaul or overhaul, but upheaval, overhaul, uphaul. But it means that you need to be really cognizant of the things that are coloring your world and what relationship you have to them, right? The things that you're thinking are changing your world. How are you going to deal with that? How are you going to deal with that? What just popped out of here, I'm going to show you this. This is the Hanged Man or Hanged Muse in this deck, upright. The Empress, upright. Isn't she gorgeous? Two of Cups or two of emotions in this deck. And then the Six of Voices or the Six of Swords reversed. I'll show you upright since I like doing that. So looking at the way that this shows up, this is another layer of detail, right? So overview, we have our Nine of Inspiration, Nine of Wands reversed, our Page of Wands, and our Eight of Swords upright. This is a layer deeper than that. So when I ask Spirit, give me something deeper, and four cards pop out, they really have a lot to say to you, okay? Um, there is a surrender that is being asked for around the things that you're trying to create. There's a surrender that is being asked for around the way that you nourish and nurture yourself. There is a surrender that is being asked for. Like, I don't know what you have been fighting around, like self-care, nurturing, your feminine side, regardless of your gender expression or presentation. Everybody has a femme energy. It's called yin, right? We have yin and yang. Yin is the feminine polarity, which just means receiving. If gendered terms freak you out, that's fine. Think about it as receiving, receptive energy instead of directing. Think about it as receiving, right? So when you are this weekend specifically, when you are out doing your thing, or maybe you're a homebody, maybe you're in, in your house doing your thing. But I really think there's moments this weekend and this coming week of surrender. There's moments of really big surrender around how you let yourself be nourished, how you let yourself be in the space of creation while you're protected. The Empress is the third card in the deck, and the next card after her is the Emperor. She's kind of the mom of the tarot. The Emperor is the dad of the tarot, daddy vibes. Okay. So when I see the Empress next to the hanged man or hanged muse in this deck, this tells me that there is something that you need to reevaluate. You need to change your perspective on how you're being nourished, how you are being cared for, how you are caring for yourself, what you are allowing in the realm of blooming and blossoming. What are you allowing to grow? What are you not allowing to grow because you're fucking scared? Okay? The shit that you're thinking is not is trying to sabotage the ways that you're growing, the ways that you really want to be taken care of. And I'm not talking about like when I talk just about the Eight of Swords, right? I am talking about that mental psychological growth, right? That kind of growth that you go to therapy that's like, hurts but hurts so good. That's not what I'm talking about one layer deeper. What I'm talking about here with the Empress is like blooming and self-care that feels nurturing, the receiving care, the inner gardening and outer gardening that actually feels really good. Not the like, oh, I went to therapy and I need to take a nap now because my brain hurts. But like I got my nails done. I meditated. I took a fat nap. I smoked a J. Like you pick your method of self-care, right? But like there's some sort of surrender here that's happening or that needs to happen, that will be happening. Lean into it, it'll be easier. um Surrender around the way that you take care of yourself, and this specifically has to do with your attachments, your relational attachments. Okay, Two of Cups or Two of Emotions in this deck. Let's see if we can get it to focus. Can you focus? There we go. Okay. So we've got the Two of Cups is kind of a bonus lovers card, right? Like everybody, if you've been into tarot a little bit, or even like, scrolled Pinterest, there's pictures of the lovers card, and that is a standard card in the tarot. The Two of Cups is kind of a bonus lovers card, but what it has to do with is the duality and balancing of attachment, emotions, dreams, illusion, intuition. Cups, water covers all of those kind of things, right? Same as I talked about swords being air, being east direction, right? Cups are water, they are the west direction. They represent things like dreams, emotion, intuition, relationships, love, all that kind of stuff. Um, so when I think about and when I look at this in the context of the bigger reading, we've got the Two of Emotions, Two of Cups, and then right next to it, that's upright. Right next to it, we've got the Six of Voices or Six of Swords reversed. Can you focus? My goodness gracious. Um, so this is interesting because there's a there's a change happening. Like this surrender point that is changing for the way that you nourish and nurture and allow yourself to be cared for, the way that you care for yourself. That has to do with an attachment emotionally. It could be an attachment to, I feel like it's something in the past, but this Six of Voices, this Six of Swords reversed, this is typically a card about not moving on, when it's reversed, right? Six of Swords is about, when it's reversed, is about not absconding, not leaving, not mentally checking out, not giving somebody the silent treatment. So make your voice known, advocate for yourself. Okay. If you're in the situation with someone where you are reevaluating the way that you want to be cared for, have the conversation. People are not mind readers, right? They don't know. With this person that I was going to see this week, they didn't know that I'm immunocompromised. They didn't know that when I feel not 100% in my body, that I take that very seriously. Like I've beat cancer twice in 17 years. and that I have to be really, really choosy about being around groups of people who have been recently traveling, people who are not feeling well, because it takes my body 4 to 5 times longer to get over even a simple, stupid little bug. Yay for being immunocompromised, right? So when I said, hey, I can't hang out, I'm not feeling 100%. I needed to clarify it and have the conversation. It is because I'm immunocompromised. I'm not feeling well. My stomach feels icky. I don't know what's going on, right? Have the conversation. If you are noticing that you are in attachments where you feel hesitant to have the conversation, where you feel hesitant to say the thing, and it's just easier to give the silent treatment, it's easier to move on, it's easier to ghost, don't do that. Do like this week, if you want to make that choice, make the choice. I'm not telling you what to do, but spirit's like, babe, with love, can we please not do that? Can we please just have the conversation? It's not time to just move on and go silent. It's not time to forget about yourself. It is time to surrender and actually be able to receive the care that you're asking for, okay? From, I think, from others and from the universe. Like, allow yourself to see how supported you are. Some of you got in on my abundance spell that we did just before the eclipse this week. I have heard, oh my God, I've heard amazing results from that. I've heard stories of money coming in, clients coming in, shops being busy, like so many things. And I think part of that, yes, is magic, but also part of it is tuning your brain to be aware, tuning those inner thoughts, right? Tuning that inner North Star to be paying attention to abundance in all its forms, paying attention to what it is that you want to see, what you want to experience, what you want to create, and then actually surrendering enough to allow that to come forward, right? You actually have to like say yes and be available and have the space to metabolize the things that you are calling in. What's the universe is not going to give you a delicious ass meal if you sit at the table already fed, right? I mean, they might put it in front of you, but how defeating is that when you're like already full, you stopped on the way and you got fed, and now you're sitting at this gorgeous meal with all these like beautiful things that you want to eat, and you have no fucking space. There's almost nothing more upsetting than that, right? We don't like that. Make space, surrender for the ways that you want to be created. If you really want all these things, like some of you are clients of mine, you're telling me on a weekly basis in your readings, I want this, I want this, I want this. What kind of space are you cultivating to be able to receive that? Do you actually have the space in your calendar? Do you actually have the like nervous system capacity to say yes to being loved the way that you want, that you tell me that you want, the way that you tell spirit that you want? Food for thought. All right, let's wrap this up because we're at 23 minutes. Spirit, what else does this collective need to know about the next week? I hear like a roller coaster. I hear like the sound that a roller coaster makes on a track, which is far more far more intense than that. But I hear like the sound of the rollers on the track. So that tells me like things are going to be fast moving this week. Things you're probably going to have speed in ways that you maybe didn't anticipate, speed and movement on creative projects, on you surrender. Like, oh my God, watch what happens when you surrender. This is my favorite, one of my favorite games to play with the universe. Like, I don't know how this is going to work out, but I trust my team. I trust my guides. I don't know how this is going to end up. I don't know what this is, but I'm just trusting. And then you watch the space open up and they can fill that with so many amazing things, right? You just have to be open. You have to surrender, which like sounds way easier than it actually is, but surrender is a third of magic. I don't know if you guys know that. You cannot bring a spell into the world. You cannot cast without surrender. You have to, have to, have to, have to, have to. Okay. Rubedo magic, something I teach at my school. The third of the process. Okay. So let's see what else Spirit has for this week. What do you have for the collective? Other than our roller coastery quickness, be ready for the quickness. Oh my gosh, the priestess. Look at her. Isn't she beautiful? So this is a call to trust your intuition. Can you see that? There you go. It is a call to trust your intuition, my loves. The universe is going to be speaking to you. The cosmos is going to be speaking to you in ways. God, that is such a freaking pretty card. Um, the cosmos is going to be speaking to you in ways that are like signs and symbols, right? And I mean this literally. Like they're kind of giggling about the roller coaster because that's funny. But like they spirit, your guide team is going to be talking to you in signs, symbols, and synchronicities. Okay. Signs is like a stop sign. A stop sign always means the same thing, right? So maybe if your special thing is a citrine crystal, and when you see citrine, you know that that means financial abundance, and all of a sudden you're seeing citrine. Trust it. Okay. If you have a symbol, like you have a message from someone who's deceased that, they send you a song, they send you, I'm trying to think of like a symbol, like a cross, okay? Not to be religiously polarizing, but a cross means a lot of different things to a lot of people. Similar, but not necessarily the exact pointed same thing like a stop sign, right? So when we look at symbols versus signs, look at the ways that you have already negotiated with spirit that they can give you signs and symbols, the things that you ask for. Send me a purple truck, send me a disco ball, send me a cactus that looks like a mirror, right? Like pick weird things, weird on purpose, and spirit will send you those. But also be open to bigger signs showing up. If you're outside and the sunrise is just speaking to you and you're like, I wonder if that's a sign from spirit. It is. It is. You had the thought, okay? Follow the thought. Don't be afraid to follow the thought. Signs, symbols, and synchronicities. When synchronicities happen, it feels like magic because what that is doing is your lived experience and the experience that you're calling in, the life that you're calling in, your future self, reaches through the veil and touches your life. Synchronicities feel like, oh my God, everything is flow state, everything is working, everything is just I never lose. I win or I learn, right? That is the energy that we are playing in the next week. But it's and and it's going to take surrender, right? It's going to take surrender. It's going to be I will tell you from lived experience, it is so fucking hard to catch the signs and symbols and synchronicities from the universe if you are exhausted, if you are tired, if you are stressed, if you are ungrounded, if you are resentful, if you are bitter, if you are frustrated, if you are angry, if you are disappointed, it is so hard to hear, understand, know, pay attention to, listen, follow, be aware of those signs and symbols and synchronicities from spirit. So, with love, okay, with love, please calm the fuck down. Calm down, watch your own inner narrative, surrender the ways that your care wants to show up and you've been fighting it. Please stop fighting it. It's going to hurt more the more that you fight it. Okay. And pay attention to the way that the universe is talking to you because this whole week is designed for you to change the way that you think about the way that you're cared for, nourished, the things that you want to bring forward in the world. Remember all those wands cards? Those are meant those cards signify that you are meant to bring something creative. You're meant to start the blog, you're meant to film the video, you're meant to generate that creative thing, whether that's actually putting it out for people to see or it's starting the work on it. You are meant to do that. You are meant to create that. You do have the capacity to create it. It starts here with letting yourself surrender so that you can be supported in doing that. Okay. I would not be able to do what I do if it wasn't for my support network. I have an entire staff at my school. My partner goes above and beyond taking care of tons of things so that I get to be the person that I want to be, the person that I am. He handles so much, my team handles so much so that I can sit here and do things like this and channel spirit and bring my gifts to the world because I've allowed myself to be supported, which hear me, I am little miss perfectionist and recovery. That is hard work. Okay. I'm not telling you that it's easy. I am telling you that it's worth it. Okay. Last card here from Spirit, and then we will wrap this up. What is our final confirmation, Spirit? What is that? Oh, the Muse of Voices. Nice. So this is King of Swords. Let me put this away and then I'll show you how pretty. So in this deck, the king is called the Muse and they are horizontal. Just kind of a funny quirk in the deck. Let me see if I can show that to you. Will you focus, please? Gorgeous. Isn't that pretty? So I see people dancing. There's a moon. There's kites that look almost like lunar moths. They're really pretty. But this is interesting with the King of Swords as our capstone card. King of Swords is about being a leader. Okay? It is about being an authority in your own life. Spirit is calling you to get out of wishy-washy energy. Okay? If you're afraid to make decisions, if you're afraid to have the conversation, if you are afraid to think new thoughts, you are costing yourself the life that you want. You're costing yourself the life that you want. If you are afraid to say the hard thing, if you're doing that thing where where you see all the data and you're like, no, 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 I'm not gonna pay attention. I'm just gonna pretend that I don't see it. This week it's gonna bite you in the ass. Respectfully. This week it's gonna bite you in the ass. So I need you to be really careful about how you lead yourself, how you lead yourself through this week. Don't commit to things that you don't actually feel called to do. Okay? There's a difference between responsibility and feeling called. Some of you have responsibilities that you don't like, that's part of life. That's part of life. Okay? But if someone asks you to do something, I want you to check in with yourself, or they ask you for a favor, or they ask if they can do something for you. Can I do this? Can I help you? Can I give this to you? Check in with your inner leader. Okay? What does inner leader me say about that? What does future self say about that? If my future version of me, who has the things that I want, were peeking in, watching this interaction, what would they tell me to do? What is the kind of leader I want to be in my life? That's what you need to think about when you're seeing these signs, synchronicities, and symbols from spirit. What does future you have to say about the leadership role that you play in your own life? Do you need to work on getting your needs met? Do you need to have the hard conversations? Do you actually need to publish on the post that you've been sitting on in drafts for freaking ever? Say the thing. Okay? Spirit's got some interesting vibes for us this week. Yeah, Free of Voices on the bottom of the deck, which I don't usually read, but this is interesting, right? There is heartbreak coming for you if you don't nip this in the bud. Say what you need to say, have the conversations that you need to have, love yourself well enough to have those conversations, because healing can happen. But if you continue to perpetuate the old narrative and you stay small and you don't lead yourself and you don't do the thing, you don't examine your thoughts, you're going to keep creating the life that you're trying to get out of, that you're trying to shift. And that's working at cross purposes, isn't it, friend? Mm-hmm. I love you. Thank you for being here. If you want a personalized reading, you can send me a DM. I would love to read for you. I have live readings available on the calendar. And I also have, oh my gosh, these two just popped out again. That's so funny as I'm shuffling. I have live readings available on the calendar, and I also have voice memo readings that are significantly cheaper that they're sent right through Facebook DM. You're able to replay them as you so desire, forward them to your friends, which a lot of my clients do. But yeah, there's options for you if you want a private reading or you want to know something specific about your life, want to know what spirit has to say for you specifically, not the collective. I'd be happy to read for you. Hop into my inbox and let me know. Otherwise, I hope you guys have a phenomenal week. Happy Friday. Have a good weekend. I can't wait to hear what you do this weekend and how this shows up for you. Keep me posted. Thank you for being part of our group. Love you.